I'm ready to every time you need it, Taehyung whispers between momentarily pulling back to gaze into the tear-glistened doe eyes. The dim room. Every time, Jungkook, if you ask, I'm ready to be with you. Wherever you are, no matter how bad you feel, just tell me, and I'll be there. Okay? I want you to be able to rely on me, no matter how difficult it might be. Just try, please. And I'll do my best to prove you won't regret it. I hate you so much. A quiet whisper escapes Jungkook's lips, and Taehyung sadly smiles, nodding. If I can still be with you, you can hate me for the rest of your days. Without giving him a chance to respond, Taehyung once again touches his lips to Jungkook. The man's hands descend a bit lower, encircling Jungkook's neck. If Jungkook anticipates that Taehyung will exert dominance by tightening his grip, he's surprised when he feels only tender caresses. I hate when you cry, Taehyung whispers, trailing kiss beneath Jungkook's jawline. I hate when I can't make you smile, and I hate you, Jungkook retorts. Amazing, Taehyung chuckles softly, nibbling on the delicate skin of Jungkook's neck, prompting a loud exhale. It's amazing if you will always hate me like that. You shouldn't have come. Yes, I wish I'd never met you. Wouldn't that be something? Hate that I ever met you. I'm so glad, love, Taehyung murmurs, his hand sliding down to touch Jungkook's waist. I'm so glad when you hate me. Ask me to kiss you every time you feel that way, then you'll have to forever. Jungkook irritably whispers, arching his back as Taehyung plants a nut on his neck, finger into his waist. I'm fine with that. I can't stand you, Mr. Kim, Taehyung satisfied hum. Jungkook collarbone, and Jungkook ouches again. Ever thought about this? Ever thought you'd end up in bed in your childhood room with me? Jungkook replies, swallowed by a low moan as Taehyung's lips collarbone. The room is filled with the subtle sounds of the heavy breaths and the rustle of clothes. As the atmosphere thickens, Jungkook hesitates for a moment before confessing. No. Taehyung's mouth lifts from Jungkook's skin as he looks into the boy's eyes. There's a flicker of something tender in his gaze. No? Never crossed your mind, sweetheart? No, Jungkook repeats, a hint of defiance in his tone. Never imagined any of this, Taehyung smirks, a playful glint in his eyes. Life is full of surprises, isn't it? Jungkook pushes against Taehyung's chest, creating some space between them. Surprises, or just unwanted complications, depends on how you look at it, Taehyung replies, tracing a finger along the curve of Jungkook's jaw. Sometimes, complications can lead to the most unexpected joys, Jungkook scoffs, but there's a subtle curiosity in his eyes. Joys? In my life? Taehyung leans in, capturing Jungkook's lips in a soft, lingering. When they part, he murmurs. Why not? Maybe it's time for a few surprises. There's a moment of quiet between them, the air charged with unspoken sentiments. Taehyung brushes a strand of hair from Jungkook's face, his touch gentle. You know, Jungkook, I may have come here with a game in mind, but I found something I didn't expect. Jungkook raises an eyebrow, his voice low. And what's that? Something more real than a mere game, Taehyung confesses, sincerity in his eyes. Jungkook searches Taehyung's gaze for any sign of deceit but finds none. He's not sure what to make of Taehyung's words, and the uncertainty tightens his chest. You can't be serious, Taehyung nods, his expression earnest. But I am. I didn't plan for any of this, but now that it's here, I can't deny it. There's something about you, Jungkook, something that goes beyond the superficial. Jungkook scoffs again, but this time, it lacks the usual bitterness. And what if I don't want any part of whatever this is? Taehyung leans back, his hands on at the side of Jungkook's face. That's entirely your choice, love. But deep down, I think you're tired of just surviving. So maybe it's time to consider living. Jungkook studies Taehyung's face, searching for any insincerity. The vulnerability in Taehyung's gaze, however, gives him pause. Maybe there's more to this man than meets the eye. As conflicting emotions swirl within him, Jungkook doesn't voice his thoughts, letting the silence linger in the room. Taehyung breaks the silence, his voice low and sincere. Jungkook, I knew life has dealt you a challenging hand, and trust me, I'm not here to magically fix everything. But I want to be here, with you, through your highs and lows. I want to be more than a temporary escape. Jungkook's guard starts to waver, the layers of defense he built around himself showing cracks. Why? What's in it for you, Mr. Kim? Taehyung chuckles, a soft sound that reverberates through the room. Maybe I'm just a foolish man who sees something worth fighting for. Or maybe, I'm genuinely drawn to you. Beyond any logical explanation, a mixture of emotions plays on Jungkook's face. Skepticism, vulnerability, and a hint of longing. I might sound cliché, but you're not like the others. Not like the other clients, at least, he finally admits, his voice almost a whisper. Taehyung tilts his head, studying Jungkook with affection. And you're not like anyone I've ever met. Ji and Jungkook, their eyes lock, and in that moment, something unspoken passes between them. Jungkook feels warmth spreading through his chest, a sensation he hasn't experienced in a long time. Despite his reservations, a tiny spark of hope ignites within him. Taehyung, Jungkook starts cautiously. I don't know if I can trust this. Trust you, Taehyung nods understandingly. I'm not asking for blind trust, Jungkook. It takes time, and I'm willing to give you that. All I ask is for a chance. Jungkook bites his lip, torn between the familiar walls he's built and the potential for something different. The vulnerability in Taehyung's eyes mirrors his own, creating an unspoken connection that both scares and intrigues him. All right, Jungkook says, surprising himself with the admission. A chance. Do you trust me? What? Just say yes or no, Jungkook. If you say no, I'll stop. Jungkook bites his lip, briefly lost in hesitation, studying Taehyung's eyes. And if I say yes? Taehyung leans in a little closer, suddenly whispering against his lips. If you say yes, then I'll do everything to make you forget why you were crying just now. Jungkook audibly swallows, disrupting the silence that hangs in the room, and exhales loudly. Yes. Yes, what? Yes, I trust you, Jungkook. Knew you'd make the right choice. Taehyung promptly again, but this time, he descends much quicker to his neck. After a moment's pause, as Taehyung continues his descent, Jungkook's heartbeat quickens, a symphony of nerves and anticipation. The air in the room is charged with a mixture of vulnerability and desire. Taehyung, like a gentle storm, leave trails of warmth in their wake, igniting sensations Jungkook never thought he'd experience. Jungkook's fingers tremble as they thread through Taehyung's curls, seeking an anchor in this uncharted territory. A hush escapes Jungkook when Taehyung, attuned to every nuance, raises his gaze to ensure Jungkook's comfort. Jungkook breathes heavily with each descending inch. Mr. Kim. His hand reflexively touches Taehyung's cheek, prompting the man to pause and look up at him from below. Sir, it's all right. Everything's all right, isn't it, love? You're enjoying? Yes, but if you realize you want to stop, just tell me. But for now, let me show you that you won't want to say no. I promise, baby, I just want you to feel this. I'll stop as soon as you ask. Jungkook hesitates, uncertain, nodding while swallowing the heated air that has flooded the room. He bites his lip. Yes. Yes, okay, yes. Please, that's my boy, Taehyung murmurs, smiling, and returns to Jungkook, resuming the trail of. Overwhelmed, Jungkook continues to nibble his lips, gazing at the dimly lit ceiling, trying to feel every without the need to look down. Taehyung understands that Jungkook doesn't want to stop him. My family is home. Then try to be quiet, but don't be silent. Don't be silent, baby. I love hearing you in these moments. Okay? For me, baby. Me, yes. Yes, sir, perfect, sweetheart. You are so perfect for me. Taehyung descends once again. Once Jungkook feels his lips on him, holding back no longer seems like such a simple task. Sorry, he whispers abruptly, feeling the heat rise in his cheeks. I'm sorry, sir, I didn't mean. I didn't mean to. He tries to justify himself, breathing heavily, enjoys Jungkook's quiet moans as the boy tries to suppress them. As soon as he feels Jungkook's fingers in his hair, Taehyung almost loses control, knowing that Jungkook won't last much longer. He stays in that position for a few more seconds, listening to Jungkook's heavy breathing. Only when he feels Jungkook, he blissfully smiles. Jungkook's body has softened on the bed, his chest rising high from the heavy breathing. That was Mr. Kim. Taehyung silently laughs, nodding in agreement with his words. Did you like it? He gently asks, tenderly brushing the damp bangs off Jungkook's sweaty forehead. All Jungkook can do is nod, eagerly his dry lips. You swallowed. Taehyung chuckles silently, nodding again, although Jungkook doesn't even look at him, closing his eyes in an attempt to catch his breath. Yes, baby. And you taste so good, the man whispers, leaning down to his neck to leave a kiss. Then he moves to the earlobe, but for a split second, and lowers his voice. I'm glad you enjoyed it. Taehyung chuckles quietly, nodding. Jungkook runs his fingers through his curls, gently combing them. Good night, baby. Good night, Mr. Kim. Taehyung. What good night, Taehyung? Jungkook stumbles. And while he searches for the courage within himself, Taehyung pulls the blanket a bit higher, covering them both and concealing Jungkook's good night, Taehyung. The next morning, a foreign weight on him prompts Jungkook to struggle with opening his eyes. His gaze meets a bright ceiling, and winter light filters through the grey windows. Memories of the previous night flood his mind like a wave, dispelling any notion that it was just a dream.